You're trying to rape me. Can you help
Get off her now.
Where's the key?
He broke into my Las Vegas apartment and stole me from my home. He choked me out like 6 times.
Get off her right now! Get off her! Get off her right now!
Back up, Shane. Hey, drop your gun right now. This is the best thing for you, dude. I'm telling you. Bro.
I'll fucking blast myself too, bro.
Listen.
Why's your zipper, your buttons down in your crotch?
Well, I probably just forgot.
Just sit down there.
There's a water.
Where's the blood from?
There's blood on her in the bathroom.
Are you injured besides that?
I'm paralyzed.
You're paralyzed. EMS is en route. Are you cold?
I hurt.
You hurt? All right, we want to get you out of there, but I'm afraid to move you. I'm going to let EMS do all that, okay?
Todd Colehep shot Charlie Carver 3 times in the chest, wrapped him in a blue tarp, put him in.
These are moments when cops saved women's lives just in time, right before murder and assault could happen. Let's start with the most intense incident. On January 30th, 2017, in Las Vegas, Nevada, police receive a frantic 911 call from witnesses at an apartment complex. They report seeing a woman, clad only in her undergarments, being violently dragged down 3 flights of stairs. She is bound, gagged, and forced into a white minivan by 2 individuals who then speed away. When officers arrive at the victim's apartment, they find a stun gun, a knife, and clear signs of a violent struggle. What they don't know yet is that this wasn't a random attack. It was the terrifying culmination of a plan more than a year in the making, orchestrated by the victim's 32-year-old ex-boyfriend, Jack William Morgan. An alert is immediately issued for the white van. Investigators discover that Morgan, along with his 19-year-old accomplice, Samuel Brown, had meticulously stalked the victim for weeks. Brown, who identifies as a woman and goes by Sophie, even went door to door pretending to collect church donations just to pinpoint the exact location of the victim's apartment. Using Morgan's cell phone location, authorities track the van across the state lines, hundreds of miles away into the desert landscape of New Mexico. As New Mexico State Police close in on U.S. Highway 84, they spot the vehicle. The chase is over, but the most critical moments are just beginning. As officers approach the van, they can hear a woman screaming for help from inside.
Hey, D-Hill, get on your PA. D-Hill, get on your PA. Call him up.
Officers command Morgan and his accomplice, Samuel Sophie Brown, out of the vehicle. As they are being secured, the officers' attention turns to the back of the van, where they make a horrifying discovery.
Hands up, passenger. Get on the ground, passenger. All the way. Yeah, I got passenger.
Inside, they find the victim, alive but visibly terrified. She is chained by the neck to the floorboard of the van. As officers work to free her, the trauma of her ordeal pours out.
Oh my God, thank you.
Okay.
Got it? Rolling?
I got rolling.
Okay,
Okay, we're gonna get you out of here, okay?
Hold on.
Here.
Okay.
Got another hand, okay?
Got it? Hold on, we got you. Yeah, you check them, no?
He had me earlier and I got him to take him off.
You got the cuff key for it? It looks like those are...
Oh my God, how did you find me? He choked me out like 6 times.
I don't got a key for this one, guys. Sarge, I don't got a...
I was in Las Vegas. He broke into my Las Vegas apartment and stole me from my home. He dragged me out of the place and I fought so fucking hard because I was like, this is how you die. And I think a neighbor saw me getting dragged out. He choked me out like 6 times because I kept fighting so hard.
Okay, did you lose consciousness when he was choking you?
Yes, like 6. He choked me out 6 times.
Okay.
The aftermath of the arrest reveals the chillingly different mindsets of the 2 kidnappers. In one patrol car, a frightened Samuel Brown tells officers of her fear. But in another, Jack Morgan is unnervingly calm. He asks for his Bibles, makes a mental note to himself to wear shoes next time, and begins to sing the hymn Amazing Grace. Investigators would later learn the full, terrifying scope of Morgan's plan. He was driving his ex-girlfriend to a remote cave he had carved out in New Mexico, where he intended to hold her captive and brainwash her to be his wife. For their crimes, both faced federal charges. Samuel Brown pleaded guilty to conspiracy and was sentenced to more than 5 years in prison. Jack William Morgan was found guilty by a jury of kidnapping and conspiracy, and on March 20th, 2018, he was sentenced to life in prison. The plan to hold a woman captive in a remote cave is the stuff of nightmares. However, the next case proves that sometimes the most terrifying prisons are the ones we once called home, as the situation takes a much darker and more violent turn. On the evening of August 16th, 2023, in Louisville, Kentucky, Kentucky, 911 dispatchers received a terrifying call. Neighbors in the 1700 block of Bowling Avenue could hear a woman screaming for help from a second-story window of a nearby house. The woman inside was Jonna Wilson, and she was in a fight for her life. Just 2 days earlier, she had been in a violent argument with her estranged boyfriend and the father of her child, 36-year-old Moises May. During that assault, he had held her down and used a machete to hack off large chunks of her hair. On this day, she had returned to the house simply to pick up some of her belongings. But when she stepped inside, May locked the doors with a deadbolt, trapping her. He dragged her upstairs and made a chilling promise. "You're gonna get it tonight. I told you the next time you leave." When Louisville Metro Police Department officers arrived, they could see the woman in distress through a shattered second-floor window. They immediately tried to force their way inside, but the situation was far more dangerous than they realized. The front door was barricaded. As they circled the property, they discovered every single door and window on the first floor was completely sealed off.
That was hard. Look at that boy. Oh, man. Which window she kick out? Where you see a ladder at?
There was no way in. With the woman's screams echoing from above, the officers knew they were running out of time. In a moment of quick thinking, they borrowed a ladder from a neighbor and began the precarious climb to the only possible entry point, the broken window on the second floor.
He did what? Is he Hispanic?
As the officers climb through the shattered window, they enter a cluttered bedroom and are confronted with a scene of pure horror. Jonna Wilson is on the floor with a heavy metal chain wrapped around her neck and secured with a padlock. The other end of the chain is bolted directly into the floorboards, making her a prisoner in her own home.
Where's the key?
I know he's got it on his feet. And he's got it on his feet.
But there's no one else in here, right?
After being freed from the floor, Jonna was escorted outside where firefighters used bolt cutters to finally remove the lock and chain from her neck. She told investigators that May had chained her up and threatened to kill her when he returned from a trip to a hardware store. Knowing she only had minutes, she managed to kick out the window and scream for help. 2 days after the rescue, police arrested Moises May. He was charged with a litany of felonies, including kidnapping, wanton endangerment, domestic violence assault, and terroristic threatening. Rescuing a woman from a barricaded house was a race against time. But what happens when the victim is being used as a human shield during a police shootout? The next case is a terrifying reminder of how quickly a routine traffic stop can explode into a deadly confrontation. In the pre-dawn hours of September 12, 2020, an Adams County Sheriff's deputy in Denver, Colorado, spotted a white Ford Explorer with no license plates parked at a Circle K convenience store. Suspecting the vehicle was stolen, he called for backup to initiate a traffic stop. But what began as a routine check would rapidly explode into a high-speed chase and a desperate hostage crisis that pushed officers to their absolute limit. The driver, later identified as 33-year-old Christopher Escobedo, had no intention of stopping. The moment a deputy engaged his emergency lights, Escobedo accelerated away, sparking a dangerous pursuit through the city streets. The situation took a deadly turn almost immediately. As deputies pursued the fleeing vehicle, Escobedo held a handgun out of the driver's side window and fired twice at a pursuing officer. The chase was now an active gun battle. As speeds reached 90 miles per hour, dispatchers received a terrified 911 call from inside the suspect's vehicle. It was the female passenger who told the operator that Escobedo was going to shoot her if the police didn't back off. Officers deployed stop sticks, successfully deflating the SUV's tires and causing Escobedo to lose control, crashing into a parked car. The chase was over, but the true horror was just beginning. Escobedo exited the wrecked vehicle, grabbed his female passenger, and used her as a human shield, dragging her into the backyard of a nearby home as officers closed in. Officers from multiple agencies surrounded the backyard, their weapon-mounted lights cutting through the darkness. They located Escobedo hiding in the bushes, holding the terrified woman in front of him with a silver handgun pressed to her head. For nearly 2 minutes, they pleaded with him, giving repeated commands to drop the gun and release the hostage.
Sir! Hey, this is not what you want to be right now. The best thing for you is to come out with your hands up.
Slow, get your hands up! Give me your hands!
Back up. Watch. Right here, right here. Back up, Shane. Back up, Shane. Hey, drop your gun right now. This is the best thing for you, dude. I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now, bro. You need to, hey, listen to me, bro.
Suddenly, the situation deteriorated. Escobedo emerged from the bushes, still using the woman as a shield, and threatened to kill himself. Fearing for the hostage's life, an officer fired a single, precise shot. Escobedo dropped to the ground, and the hostage scrambled to safety, but it wasn't over. Despite being hit, Escobedo continued to move on the ground, still holding his firearm and pointing it toward officers. Believing the threat was still active, multiple officers from both the alley and the backyard opened fire until he stopped moving. Officers immediately moved in, kicked the gun away, and began rendering medical aid, but it was too late. Christopher Escobedo was pronounced dead at the scene. The female hostage was rescued without any serious physical injuries.
Listen to Shots fired, shots fired, shots fired. You good? Yeah, I think so.
A 911 call from a hostage during a high-speed chase is the definition of a crisis. But in our next case, the call for help is even more chilling, coming from two brave children as their mother is being threatened with a knife by her intoxicated boyfriend. On a cold winter day in Dayton, Ohio, the most heroic act of the day would not come from a police officer, but from a child. On January 28, 2022, a domestic argument inside a home on Grove Avenue turned violent. A woman's intoxicated boyfriend, 39-year-old Danny Ray Eccles, began brutally assaulting her as she lay in bed. According to court documents, Eccles climbed on top of the woman and punched her repeatedly, knocking her phone from her hands to prevent her from calling for help. But he didn't account for her children. As the assault continued, one of the brave children picked up the phone and dialed 911, becoming their mother's only lifeline. The situation inside the home grew even more terrifying. The mother managed to grab a knife to defend herself, but Eccles wrestled it away from her. He then began swinging the blade, cutting her thumb, forearms, and shin as she desperately tried to block the attack. His rage then turned toward the children. Eccles threatened to kill all four of them, forcing them to climb out of a bedroom window to escape. The affidavit states that he even jumped out of the window after the last child, the one who had called 911, and threatened to kill her before climbing back inside to continue the assault on their mother. But because of that one phone call, help was already on the way.
Get off her right now! Get off her! Get off her right now! Drop the Get on the goddamn ground! Get on the ground now!
Dayton police officers responded swiftly to the children's call. They arrived to find Eccles in the act of threatening the woman with the knife he had taken from her. The confrontation was immediate and intense.
Ground! Ow! Ow! Ow, shit!
With Eccles refusing to comply and the woman's life in imminent danger, an officer deployed his taser, using both the drive stun feature and the standard probes to neutralize the violent suspect.
Act like an adult.
Hey, I can't say no. What you doing? Damn.
I haven't heard of her, young lady?
No.
Aside from you, apparently.
He chased my kids off the window, telling them they were dying too.
Hey, there's two kids out here. Just grab up the kids. Come up here, Nick. Come up here.
Actually, 4 kids.
Danny Ray Eccles was taken into custody. He was later indicted on 3 counts of felonious assault, 1 count of abduction, and 1 count of resisting arrest. The mother, safe from her attacker, was able to tell officers the full horror of what had happened.
Are you hurt? I saw some blood on your arm.
It's just I got a chop in my head.
How did that happen? Is that from running?
Yes, he was chasing me.
Do you mind if I get pictures of that real quick? Thank you. So you're just running out the house trying to get away from me and you tripped and you fell?
I jumped out that window. I was the last one to jump. And my little brother kept trying to stay with my mom and I kept trying to tell him to come on. So I jumped last after my siblings jumped. And he jumped after me and kept chasing me.
Did he say anything to you?
Yes, he kept saying, hang up now, Rob. You don't hang up, I'm and just kept on chasing me. And that's how I feel.
All right. So he was saying, hang up with the police. Or
A 911 call from a child is a sound that chills you to the bone. But in our next case, there was no 911 call. For 2 months, a woman vanished without a trace, held captive by a man the community knew as a successful real estate agent, but who was secretly one of South Carolina's most prolific serial killers. On August 31st, 2016, 30-year-old Kayla Brown and her boyfriend, 32-year-old Charlie Carver, vanished. The couple had gone to a large, rural, 99-acre property in Woodruff, South Carolina for a cleaning job offered by a successful local real estate broker named Todd Colehep. After that day, they were never heard from again. For 2 agonizing months, their families searched for answers. The only clues were cryptic messages appearing on the couple's Facebook pages suggesting they had gotten married and were fine. But their friends and family knew something was terribly wrong. Investigators tracking the last known pings from the couple's cell phones were eventually led to the same sprawling fenced-off property owned by Colehep. On November 3rd, 2016, as deputies executed a search warrant on the land, they heard it, a faint but desperate banging coming from inside a large metal shipping container. The container was sealed with 5 heavy-duty locks. As officers worked frantically with bolt cutters to break them open, they had no idea what they would find inside. After a tense 10-minute operation, the heavy metal doors swung open, revealing a scene of unimaginable horror. Inside the pitch-black container, officers found Kayla Brown. She was alive, but chained by her neck to the interior wall like an animal. For 2 months, this small, dark space had been her prison. As the officers began to process the scene, their first question was for the man who was supposed to be with her.
Do you know where your buddy is?
Charlie?
Yes.
He shot him.
He shot him?
Who did?
Todd Colehep shot Charlie Carver 3 times in the chest, wrapped him in a blue tarp, put him in the bucket of the tractor, locked me down here, and I never seen him again.
Okay.
He says he's dead and buried. He says there's several bodies dead and buried out here, and he says that the dogs will be ruined if they go looking because there's red pepper.
We're going to step you out, sweet. Because there's what?
Red pepper.
In that single, chilling statement, a missing persons case transformed into the unmasking of a serial killer. As officers worked to free her from the chains, Kayla revealed more, telling them that Colehep had buried several other bodies on the property. Kayla Brown was rescued and rushed to a hospital. Her captor, Todd Colehep, was arrested at his home shortly after. In the days that followed, Colehep would lead investigators to the shallow graves of Charlie Carver and another missing couple, Johnny and Megan Coxey, who he had also murdered and buried on his land. On May 26, 2017, Todd Colehep pleaded guilty to 7 counts of murder, as well as the kidnapping and rape of Kayla Brown. He was sentenced to 7 consecutive life sentences. Kayla Brown's rescue was the result of a 2-month investigation that led deputies to a monster hiding in plain sight. But in our next case, the victim has only seconds to act, and her life depends on the quick thinking of a 911 dispatcher who realizes her call for a pizza is actually a desperate plea for help.
Get off her!
In the early morning hours of October 19, 2024, a 911 dispatcher in Volusia County, Florida, received a strange call. A woman was on the line attempting to order a pizza, but the dispatcher, trained to recognize signs of distress, quickly understood this was no prank call. It was a covert and desperate plea for help.
911, what is the address of your emergency?
Yeah, I would like to order a pizza. I'm stuck in here.
Okay. Are you aware you're calling 911?
Yes, I'm sure I'm calling to that number. Trying to get a pizza.
What address are we going to?
So, you got my location, please.
You don't know your location?
No, basically no. I'm stuck in here. It won't take me back home.
The woman on the line had agreed to have drinks with a man she considered a friend, 27-year-old Luis Diego Hernandez Moncayo. But after they arrived at a field behind a fern nursery in Pearson, his behavior took a terrifying turn. The victim told deputies that after Hernandez Moncayo consumed cocaine, he became extremely violent. Feeling unsafe and knowing she couldn't openly call the police, she made the quick-witted decision to dial 911 and pretend to order food.
Thank you, but trying to get pizza, pepperoni, extra cheese.
Okay. How many people are there? Tell me.
Just me and him.
Do you have any weapons?
No.
She was able to tell us that she was being held by one person and that he was not armed.
The dispatcher played along, asking questions while the communications center worked to triangulate the victim's location from her cell phone's signal. The woman couldn't give an address, only telling the dispatcher she was stuck in here and that the man wouldn't take her home. After the call, Hernandez Moncayo's violence escalated. According to the arrest report, he grabbed the woman, threw her to the ground, and attempted to sexually assault her 3 times, choking her twice during the attack. As deputies arrived in the area, they were guided by the sound of music playing in the darkness. They began searching the field on foot, their flashlights scanning the grounds, unaware of the horror they were about to interrupt.
You know his name?
I don't know say it because
That's okay. What's your name?
I would like to order extra cheese pizza.
Okay. Are you hurt? Just stay on the line with me, okay? I'm gonna get help out there to you. All right.
Hey! Get off her now! Get off her now!
Give us a channel.
Thank God! Thank God!
Don't you f***ing move. Don't you f***ing move. Come here, dear. Come here. You're good. 21 says to clear the channel. Come here. We're good. We're here. We're here. We're here. We're here. We're here.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
We got a male secured.
He took your baby.
Copy of Florida tag, please.
Oh, thank you, Lord.
We're here now, okay? Hey, we're here. We're here. We're here. We're here. Just catch your breath. He's got him. He's got him.
As deputies move deeper into the field, their lights fall upon the suspect, Luis Hernandez Moncayo, on top of the victim as she screams for help. The deputies immediately rush in, pulling Hernandez Moncayo off the woman and securing him on the ground. The victim, hysterical but safe, expresses her overwhelming relief. Luis Diego Hernandez Moncayo was arrested and transported to the Volusia County Jail. He was charged with attempted sexual battery, battery by strangulation, and false imprisonment. According to Sheriff Mike Chitwood, Hernandez Moncayo is in the country illegally and had reportedly applied for asylum just 1 day before the attack. U.S. Border Patrol has since placed an immigration detainer on him. A clever call for a pizza saved one woman's life. But what happens when an abuser smashes the phone mid-call and the only hope left is friends who refuse to give up? In our next case, officers arrive at a hotel where a boyfriend's lies are the only thing standing between them and a victim trapped in a cycle of terror. Our next case takes us to a Holiday Inn in Skokie, Illinois on February 5th, 2023. Police are dispatched after a hotel guest reports hearing screams coming from a nearby room. But when officers arrive in the lobby, the situation is already more complicated. They are met by two frantic friends of the woman inside that room. They had just received a terrifying short phone call.
Plus, we went there with her, and then she was with her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah,
She told us it was fine. We left.
And then she called us
And
back,
she
and
called
like
us
she called
and said
like
help,
very
like-
like in a distressed state, and like saying like help me, like stuff like that.
Come on, let's go.
Do you remember what it is?
It was right around 105.
101?
Yeah, something around there.
It was definitely one
It was one of the. I'm sorry, I don't remember. It was one of like these ones down here.
Can you call her back?
She like I think like the dude like blocked her phone because I tried calling her, she tried calling her, it's not working.
The friends explain that the woman, Ashy, is with her boyfriend of 4 years, 23-year-old Julius Chaw. They tried calling her back, but the phone was no longer working. Armed with this information, officers proceed to the room, where they are met at the door by Chaw, who immediately begins to lie.
Everything okay in here?
Yeah, my girlfriend's just having a heart attack.
A heart attack? Does she need an ambulance?
You want to talk to her?
Huh?
You want to talk to her?
You guys, can you go just a second real quick?
Yeah,
They want to talk to her. She want to talk to you.
You got some scratches on your feet, on your neck.
she's mad. It happens.
So you guys were in a physical altercation?
No, I did not hit her at all, sir.
She's
mad.
That easy? I said, were you in a physical altercation?
No, she's mad.
Officers immediately notice the fresh scratches covering Chaw's face and neck. When questioned, he dismisses them, claiming they're from boxing. He tries to prevent officers from speaking with Ashy, but they persist. When they finally make contact, she is visibly terrified and initially repeats the story Chaw has likely coached her to tell.
Skokie, please, is it okay if I come in?
1 second.
Okay.
I'm not decent, sorry.
All right. We're gonna need to talk to you, okay? So we can't leave because we know there's some sort of domestic or something. Are you ready to talk to us?
Yeah. I'm okay. Okay.
What happened?
Nothing. I was just drunk. I was just drunk.
And so what happened?
I was just drunk. I was acting.
The officers, sensing the victim is too afraid to speak in front of her abuser, separate the two. With Chaw out of the room, Ashy's friends and family surround her with support, and in the hotel lobby, she finally tells the police the horrifying truth about her 4-year relationship, a story of abuse, control, and blackmail.
We were together for like 4 years, and the whole time it was really abusive. The past 2 months he's been blackmailing me, telling me that like all this stuff.
With the victim's testimony, officers now have probable cause. They confront Julius Chaw with the allegations. He admits to putting his hand over her mouth to stop her from screaming and hitting her with a pillow, but denies the rest. It's enough for an arrest.
She wouldn't stop screaming, so I'm like, yo, stop screaming. I should cover her mouth a little bit. And she's like, no, get off me. I hit her with a pillow. That's about it. I hit her with a pillow, that's for sure.
I hit her with a pillow because she wouldn't calm down.
Julius Chaw was charged with aggravated domestic battery, kidnapping by force or threat, and criminal damage to property. This rescue was a direct result of friends who trusted their instincts and officers who refused to accept a simple lie, ultimately breaking a victim free from a terrifying cycle of violence. A distressed call from friends saved that woman from a hotel room trap. But in our next case, the danger isn't hidden behind the door. It's driving erratically down a public highway. What starts as a routine traffic stop for a suspected drunk driver quickly becomes a horrifying discovery for New Mexico State Police. In the summer of 2022, a New Mexico State Police trooper was on patrol when he noticed a pickup truck driving dangerously, swerving across the road. The trooper, later describing the driving as idiotic, initiated a traffic stop, believing he was dealing with a routine DUI. But when he shined his flashlight into the back of the truck, he realized this was something else entirely. The backseat was packed with 6 young girls.
Hey there.
Hello.
How are you?
All right.
Just all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Is your driver's license?
Yeah.
The driver, 41-year-old Jeremy Guthrie, appeared heavily intoxicated, slurring his words as the trooper questioned him. When asked about the children in his vehicle, his answer was immediate and chilling.
Okay, and then you have a bunch of kids in the car. How many kids? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who are these kids to you?
This is my friend.
That's your friend?
Yeah.
How old's your friend?
18.
That girl's not 18?
Huh?
That girl's not 18?
Yeah.
No, she's not.
No, I don't think she is.
That girl's not 18. Trust me. She don't look 18. Ma'am, how old are you? I didn't ask you your name. I asked you how old you were.
The trooper ordered Guthrie out of the truck to conduct a field sobriety test. As Guthrie stumbled out, the officer noticed his pants were unzipped. Guthrie failed the sobriety test spectacularly and was placed under arrest for aggravated DWI and 6 counts of child abuse, 1 for each child he had endangered. But the investigation was just beginning. What authorities would uncover next would turn a drunk driving arrest into a case of monstrous predation.
Why's your zipper or your buttons down in your crotch?
Well, I probably just forgot.
Okay.
The initial DUI stop had peeled back the layers on a horrific series of crimes. Jeremy Guthrie was ultimately charged with more than a dozen felonies, including 10 counts of criminal sexual penetration of a minor, false imprisonment, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. After being held without bond since his arrest, Guthrie was sentenced to 36 years in prison, a sentence handed down not just for driving drunk, but for the devastating abuse he inflicted on the children who were supposed to be his friends. A routine traffic stop uncovered a predator hiding in plain sight, but in our next case, the horror is discovered behind a closed door as officers responding to a simple welfare check find a woman stuffed into a plastic box, clinging to life. On May 2nd, 2023, Cleveland police were dispatched to a residence on the city's west side to perform a welfare check. They had no idea they were about to walk into one of the most horrific crime scenes the city had seen in years. The suspect, 31-year-old Delonte Edmund Geiger Sr., had picked up a 60-year-old female acquaintance and brought her back to his home. Once there, he launched into a campaign of torture. According to the victim and prosecutors, he viciously beat her, broke a TV over her head, kicked her ribs, stabbed her in the arm, and broke her neck. He then dragged her paralyzed body from room to room.
Bro, y'all can't be here like this. You can't be here like this, bro.
I'm just knocking on your door.
I understand that, but you making me hot.
What?
You're making me hot.
What does that mean?
I'm about to come out.
All right, come on out.
All right.
How you doing, sir?
Y'all can't be out here like this.
My name's Officer Robles. That's Officer Obed. Just so you know, everything's recorded.
Listen.
Yes?
Turn those cameras off, please.
Well, what's going on?
Can you please turn the cameras off?
You have to give me a reason, and I can't.
You guys are making my spot hot. I work for you guys.
When officers first arrived, they spoke with Edmund Geiger, who tried to turn them away with a bizarre story that he was a confidential informant and they were making his spot hot. As they talked, one officer thought he heard a faint moaning sound. Each time the sound was heard, Edmund Geiger would turn up the radio on his phone to cover the noise. Growing suspicious, the officers detained him. He eventually admitted someone was on the front porch telling them she was in the tote. On the porch, police found a small 3x3 foot plastic storage container. They opened the lid and made a horrifying discovery.
Come down here a minute.
Copy.
Is anybody on that front porch? No. So what's that noise I keep hearing? That you keep turning the music up on every time I hear something?
I heard him dragging something out when he went from the front to the back too. You know?
Is anybody in that front? Because I heard voices. Yeah. Who's up there?
Oh, okay.
Who's up there?
What is that?
Can you hear it?
Clint, please. Where are you at?
She's under. There's a thing under. Remember I shined my flashlight?
Do you need help?
Help!
Alright.
Inside, police found the 60-year-old victim stuffed and folded into the small space, moaning in pain and calling for help. She was alive, but paralyzed and in agony.
In the black box?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
Radio Cynthia, miss.
I'm paralyzed.
Oh my gosh.
I'm paralyzed.
Alright.
Okay.
How old are you?
I'm 60.
6-year-old female. Step up, EMS. Are you injured besides that?
I'm paralyzed.
You're paralyzed.
I'm paralyzed. What's your name?
EMS is en route. Are you cold?
I hurt.
You hurt? Alright, we want to get you out of there, but I'm afraid to move you. I'm going to let EMS do all that, okay?
I hurt so bad.
The victim was rushed to the hospital with catastrophic injuries. In court, she would later describe the moment her captor sealed her fate. Edmund Geiger was sentenced to 16 to 20 years in prison for a crime so brutal it left a veteran judge speechless. But in our final case, the horror is discovered not on a highway, but inside a suburban garage, as officers responding to a bizarre trespassing call find a woman who has been held captive and tortured for 4 days. On October 16, 2023, police in Akron, Ohio, received a strange call from a homeowner. He told dispatchers his friend, 33-year-old William Mozingo, was inside his garage without permission, but that wasn't all. The homeowner said there was a woman with Mozingo, and her face was pretty beat up. The woman was 23-year-old Chloe Jones. 4 days earlier, Mozingo, a man she barely knew, had offered her a ride home. Instead, he took her to this garage and began a horrific, multi-day assault. The homeowner's call was the first sign that her nightmare might be coming to an end. When officers arrived, they found the garage locked from the inside. The homeowner, whose parents were present and deeply concerned, gave police permission to force their way in. They knew Mozingo was inside, and they knew a badly injured woman was with him. After assessing the scene, officers prepared for a tactical breach.
We don't care. I don't care. My parents are here. I can't have. I just want to help this people. I don't know what's wrong with this girl.
Oh, there's a girl in there with him?
William, this is the Akron Police Department. This is your last chance. Come out now with your hands up.
Officers gave multiple announcements, ordering Mozingo to surrender. When he refused to comply, officers breached the door and made a shocking discovery. The woman wasn't just in the garage. She was hidden in a secret compartment in the ceiling. Mozingo had forced her into a small, concealed attic space to keep her from being found.
No.
Come on out. William, come out now. Akron Police.
There's a lot of shit in the way.
Come out. Come on. Come on now. Nothing in your hands. Nothing in your hands. Hey!
Just keep
Turn
coming.
face that way.
Just keep coming. Watch your step. Right there. You get that? There's a female in there.
With Mozingo secured, the officers' focus turned entirely to the victim. They carefully placed a ladder and helped the injured and terrified woman climb down to safety. The bruising on her face was severe, a visible sign of the trauma she had endured for the past 4 days.
There's no one else up there? Where do you live at, dear? Thompson? How far away is that?
Like 30 minutes, like close to Chardon.
Why don't you have a seat right there? Why don't you have a seat right there on that stool?
Chloe Jones was rushed to the hospital with significant injuries, including facial fractures and a brain bleed. Her captor, William Mozingo, a man already on Ohio's violent crime registry for prior convictions, was taken into custody. He later pleaded guilty to 2 counts of kidnapping and 5 counts of felonious assault, among other charges. For the 4 days of hell he inflicted on his victim, a judge sentenced him to 25 to 30.5 years in prison.